They operate in the shadows with a classified budget and denied missions. But behind the red tape lies the world's most advanced armory. From the failures of Operation Eagle Claw to the cutting-edge tech of modern raids, this is the definitive record of America's Tier 1 arsenal. Welcome to the complete history of Delta Force firepower. Let's start with the service rifles. M16A1, the Vietnam surplus. In the earliest days of the unit, Delta operators utilized stock M16A1 rifles pulled from Army inventory. They were lightweight and familiar, but their length made them difficult to use in close-quarters battle. Beckwith's men quickly realized they needed something more specialized for counterterrorism. Colt Model 653, the Sun Tay. To solve the length issue, operators adopted this early carbine version of the M16A1. It featured a pencil-thin 14.5-inch barrel and a collapsible aluminum stock, making it light enough for rapid movement. It was the bridge between Vietnam-era surplus and the modern specialized carbine. Colt Model 723, the Gothic Serpent. This is the iconic rifle of the Battle of Mogadishu and the Black Hawk Down era. Delta armorers customized these with simple red dot sights and zip-tied flashlights to the handguards. It represented the birth of the modern modular combat rifle. Colt Model 733, the Commando. An even shorter version of the 723, featuring an 11.5-inch barrel for extreme close-quarters work. It was favored by vehicle crews and leaders who needed a weapon that could be maneuvered inside a helicopter. Its massive muzzle blast and fireball were the trade-off for its compact size. Colt M4A1, the SOP mod. As the standard issue for U.S. Special Operations, Delta pushed this rifle to its absolute limits in Afghanistan and Iraq. They were the first to extensively use holographic sights and infrared lasers for night fighting. It served faithfully until the sand of the Middle East demanded something more reliable. HK416, the Sin Eater. Developed in collaboration with Delta Force to replace the M4, this German-made rifle uses a gas piston system instead of gas impingement. It runs cooler and cleaner, allowing it to fire reliably even after being submerged in water or buried in sand. It is famous for being the weapon used to neutralize Osama bin Laden. HK416C, the PDW, a shortened version of the standard 416, featuring a barrel only 9 inches long and a specialized collapsing stock. It was designed for vehicle-borne operations and VIP protection details where concealment is key. It packs the power of a rifle into the size of a submachine gun. Sig Sauer MCX LVAW, the Black Mamba. Specifically designed as the low-visibility assault weapon, this rifle is as quiet as an MP5 but fires rifle rounds. It fires .300 blackout subsonic ammunition, which hits with the force of a .45 caliber round but silently. It is the current gold standard for silent sentry removal. KACS R16, the Stoner. Produced by Knights Armament, this is considered by many to be the most refined direct impingement AR-15 ever made. It features a specialized bolt and an improved gas system that offers unparalleled accuracy for a carbine. It is often seen in the hands of operators who value precision over the ruggedness of the HK416. KACS-1, the new standard. Adopted in recent years, Project Hunter. This rifle features a dimpled barrel and advanced suppressor integration. It is designed to be lighter and more accurate than the HK416 while maintaining extreme reliability. It represents the shift back to American-made precision rifles. Novesk N for the DevGru, a recent addition to Tier 1 arsenals. This rifle features a stainless steel barrel and a specialized gas block for suppressed shooting. It bridges the gap between the Navy's requirements and Army Delta's needs. It represents the trend of boutique civilian manufacturers supplying elite military units. HK-G36C, the German. For a brief period, Delta experimented with the compact version of the German service rifle. It was lightweight and featured a folding stock, making it easy to use from inside vehicles. While reliable, it never fully replaced the AR-15 platform due to muscle memory preferences. HK417, the Heavy. The big brother to the HK416, this battle rifle is chambered in the powerful 7.62mm NATO round. It is used by recce teams who need to punch through car doors or engage targets at longer ranges. It serves as a bridge between an assault rifle and a sniper system. FN Scar-H, the Ranger. While more associated with the Rangers, Delta tested and utilized the Scar-H for its ability to fold into a compact package. It fires the heavy 7.62mm round and is known for its distinctive reciprocating charging handle. It was a polarizing weapon that saw limited use in the unit. KACS-R47, the Hybrid. Built by Knights Armament specifically for Delta Force in Afghanistan, this is an AR-15 modified to accept AK-47 magazines and ammunition. It allowed operators to use captured enemy ammo while keeping American ergonomics. Only 7 were ever made, making it the holy grail of Delta weapons. HK416, the Fireball. A rifle chambered in 5.56mm but sized like a submachine gun, used extensively for high-threat VIP protection. It was notorious for its massive muzzle flash and concussion indoors due to the short barrel. It provided rifle firepower in a package that could be hidden under a coat. Stoner 63, the Seal Gun. While famous for its use by Navy SEALs, Delta also evaluated this modular weapon system in its early years. It could be converted from a rifle to a belt-fed machine gun in minutes. It showed Delta's early interest in modularity. AKM, the Indigenous. Delta operators often carry the Soviet AKM when training foreign militias or conducting covert operations. It allows them to blend in with local forces and utilize battlefield pickup ammunition. It is the ultimate tool for plausible deniability. AK-74, the Poison Bullet. Captured stocks of the 5.45mm Soviet rifle were used by Delta for familiarization and specific deep cover missions. Its smaller, high-velocity bullet creates distinctive wounds and offers lighter recoil than the AKM. It allows operators to use the enemy's ammunition against them. HKG-11, the Space Magic. In the late 1980s, Delta evaluated this futuristic German prototype that fired caseless ammunition, bullets with no brass shell. It looked like a block of plastic and fired a 3-round burst so fast that the gun didn't recoil until the last bullet left the barrel. It remains the most advanced rifle ever tested but never adopted. XM29 OICW, the Future Failure. Delta tested this massive combination weapon that paired a 5.56mm rifle with a 20mm airburst grenade launcher. It featured a complex computer sight but was ultimately deemed too heavy and bulky for combat. It represents the failed Star Wars era of military procurement. Next is the Submachine Guns. M3A1 Grease Gun, the Plumber. In the very first days of Delta, specifically Operation Eagle Claw, operators used this World War II relic. They modified it with an integral suppressor, making it one of the quietest weapons available at the time. Proved that sometimes old steel is better than new plastic. Walther MPL, the West German. Before the MP5 became dominant, Delta utilized the Walther MPL submachine gun. It was a simple, stamped metal weapon used during the early formation years of the unit. They are a forgotten footnote in the unit's history. Walther MPK, the Short, the compact version of the MPL used for VIP protection duties in the late 1970s. It featured a folding wire stock and was easy to conceal under a jacket. It was eventually replaced by the superior HK MP5. MP5F5, the Room Broom. Heavily influenced by the British SAS, Delta adopted the German MP5 for hostage rescue missions in the 1980s. Its roller-delayed blowback system made it incredibly smooth to shoot, allowing for precise headshots. It was the symbol of counterterrorism for 20 years. MP5SD, the Whisper. This is the integrally suppressed version of the MP5, designed to be hearing safe without ear protection. Delta used it for covert raids where silence was absolute operational necessity. It remains one of the quietest firearms ever fielded. MP5K, the Briefcase. A chopped-down version of the MP5 designed for extreme concealment. Delta protection details used this weapon, sometimes even firing it from inside a specially designed briefcase. It provides a wall of lead at point-blank range. HK MP7, the Piercer. As body armor became more common among terrorists, Delta moved to this personal defense weapon. It fires a tiny 4.6mm round that travels at high speed, capable of penetrating Kevlar helmets. It offers rifle-like penetration in a holsterable package. Sig Sauer MPX, the Modern 9. A modern evolution of the submachine gun, operating like a miniature AR-15. It allows operators to use the same controls and muscle memory as their rifles, but with 9mm ammunition. It is currently replacing the aging MP5 fleets. Colt RO635, the 9mm AR. Before the MPX, Delta experimented with Colt's 9mm SMG based on the M16 system. It used modified Uzi magazines and a blowback operation. It was plagued by reliability issues and never fully replaced the MP5. Ingram Mac-10, the phone booth. Acquired for specific low-profile operations, this .45 caliber machine pistol dumps its magazine in less than 2 seconds. It is notoriously inaccurate but devastating in a grapple. It is a tool for extreme close encounters. American 180, the Swarm, a bizarre submachine gun that fired small .22 LR rounds at a staggering 1,200 rounds per minute from a Pan magazine. It was designed to shred through light body armor by simply overwhelming it with a swarm of lead. It was a niche tool for specific close-quarters prisoner snatches. Next is the pistols. Colt M1911 Custom, the unit standard. For decades, Delta refused to use standard-issue pistols, opting instead for M1911s hand-built by their own unit gunsmiths. They featured match-grade barrels, crisp triggers, and massive compensators to tame recoil. They were reliable, heavy, and hit with the power of .45 ACP. Browning High Power, the SAS. In the earliest days, Delta operators used the high power alongside the 1911 due to its high capacity. It was the standard sidearm of the British SAS, whom Delta was modeled after. It was eventually phased out for the custom 1911s. Glock 22, the 40. In the mid-2000s, Delta transitioned to the Glock platform chambered in .40 S&W. The polymer frame was lighter than the steel 1911, and the magazine held significantly more rounds. It marked the end of the .45 caliber era for the unit. Glock 17, the standard 9. As ballistics technology improved, Delta eventually moved to the 9mm Glock 17. It offers higher capacity and less recoil than the .40 caliber, allowing for faster follow-up shots. It is the workhorse of the modern operator. Glock 19, the Roland Special. Operators began customizing their Glocks with red dot sights, compensators, and flashlights, creating a race gun for combat. This configuration allows for faster target acquisition and flatter shooting. It is the current archetype for a modern combat handgun. Glock 26, the Concealed. For low-visibility operations in civilian clothes, operators carry this subcompact 9mm. It can accept the larger magazines of the Glock 1719, providing serious firepower in a pocket-sized package. It is the preferred deep-cover sidearm. Glock 18, the Fun Switch, a select-fire version of the Glock 17 capable of full automatic fire. While rarely used in combat due to ammo consumption, it is used by Delta protection details to create a wall of lead. It turns a pistol into a submachine gun. STI 2011, the Race Gun. Delta tested these high-capacity 1911 style pistols for their incredible trigger speed and accuracy. They hold the capacity of a Glock with the crisp trigger of a 1911. They are used by specific operators who demand the absolute highest performance. HK-MK23, the Offensive. Designed for SOCOM, this massive .45 caliber pistol was tested by Delta but largely rejected. It was deemed too heavy and bulky for rapid pistol work. It remains a crew-served handgun in military lore. Sig Sauer P320, the M17. While Delta prefers Glocks, the Army's adoption of the M17 means it is available in the inventory. It is a modular chassis system that can be changed to fit different hand sizes. It is rarely chosen over the custom Glock fleet. Wilson Combat 1911, the Boutique. Before building them in-house became standard, Delta purchased high-end custom 1911s from Wilson Combat. These were finely tuned instruments of war, costing thousands of dollars each. They set the standard for what a combat pistol should be. S&W Model 66, the Cowboy. In the early Wild West days of the unit, 1977 to 1980, some operators preferred the reliability of a .357 Magnum revolver. It offered raw stopping power that the 9mm pistols of the time could not match. It represents the individualist culture of the early operators who brought their own guns. HK416, the silenced. Before the modern Glock, Delta used this German pistol specifically for suppressed work during the Operation Eagle Claw era. It featured a fixed barrel system which made it exceptionally quiet and accurate when fitted with a silencer. It was the primary tool for taking out sentries in the 1980s. High Standard HDM, the OSS Legacy. A suppressed .22 caliber pistol originally used by the OSS in World War II and the CIA in Vietnam. Delta kept these in inventory for decades for their ability to eliminate guard dogs or lights without making a sound. It is the quietest gun in the entire arsenal. SP9mm, the Spy. In the early days of covert carry, Delta utilized this heavily modified Smith & Wesson pistol featuring clear plastic grips to see the ammo count. It had no front sight, using a gutter sighting system for snag-free draws from under civilian clothes. It was a weapon designed strictly for close-range survival in the shadows. Next is the snipers. M21 SWS, the Mogadishu sniper. During the Battle of Mogadishu, Delta snipers Shughart and Gordon used this accurized M14 rifle to defend the crash site. It is a semi-automatic 7.62mm rifle that allowed for rapid engagement of multiple targets. It is legendary for its role in that last stand. Remington M24, the long action. The standard Army sniper rifle, customized by Delta armorers for better precision. It is a simple, rugged bolt-action system based on the Remington 700. It served as the baseline for precision fire for decades. KACS-R25, the semi-auto. Operators needed a sniper rifle that could fire as fast as a battle rifle, leading to the adoption of the SR25. It brought 7.62mm precision into an AR-15 style platform. It changed the game for urban sniping. M110 SAS, the silenced. An evolution of the SR25, this rifle was designed from the ground up to be used with a suppressor. It allows snipers to take shots in urban environments without giving away their position. It is the primary semi-automatic sniper system today. Remington MSR, the modular. This futuristic bolt-action rifle features a folding stock and the ability to change calibers in minutes. Operators can switch between .338 Lapua for long range and .300 Win Mag for anti-personnel. It allows one gun to do the job of three. Barrett MRAD, the new standard. The current cutting-edge sniper system, selected for its extreme modularity and accuracy. It allows for barrel changes and caliber swaps to suit any mission profile. It is arguably the best military sniper rifle in the world right now. M40A1, the Marine copy. Though an Army unit, Delta armorers built M40-style rifles using Macmillan stocks for specific sniper requirements. It provided a heavy, stable platform for static observation posts. It shows the unit's willingness to use whatever works. Chetak M200, the extreme range. Used for ultra-long-range interdiction, this rifle fires a specialized solid copper bullet. It is capable of hitting targets well beyond 2,000 meters. It is a specialized tool for assassinations at extreme distances. Macmillan TAC-50, the long range. A dedicated .50 caliber precision rifle used for shots that require extreme distance and kinetic energy. It holds the world record for the longest confirmed sniper kill. It is more accurate than the semi-automatic Barrett. Barrett M82, the light 50. When Delta needs to stop a vehicle engine or shoot through a brick wall, they call on the .50 caliber Barrett. It is a semi-automatic anti-material rifle with massive recoil and destructive power. It is the brute force solution to tactical problems. Barrett XM109, the payload. A prototype 25mm anti-material rifle tested for destroying light armor and communications equipment. It essentially fires a grenade from a shoulder-fired rifle. It was deemed too heavy for standard deployment. M14 EBR, the modernized. An update to the old M21, featuring a modern chassis with rails and a collapsible stock. It was used in Afghanistan as a designated marksman rifle for mountain warfare. It brought the old battle rifle into the 21st century. Accuracy International AWM, the British. Influenced by their sister unit, the SAS, Delta utilized these .338 Lapua bolt-action rifles for long-range work before U.S. equivalents existed. It set the standard for modern sniper rifles with its aluminum chassis. It bridged the gap before the US-made MSR arrived. Mk13 Mod 5, the Win Mag. Though originally a Navy crane weapon, Delta snipers utilized this rifle chambered in .300 Winchester Magnum. It sits in a dedicated chassis and provides more range than a 7.62mm but less weight than a .338. It is a favorite for medium to long range work. HK416 the Surgeon. In the 1980s, before the SR-25 existed, Delta evaluated this insanely expensive German semi-automatic sniper rifle. It was heavy and delicate, but offered bolt-action accuracy with semi-auto speed for hostage rescue. It is considered the Ferrari of sniper rifles, high performance but high maintenance. Remington 700, the Hunter. When Delta was first formed in 1977, military supply chains were slow, so operators simply went to civilian gun stores and bought commercial hunting rifles. These off-the-shelf weapons were hand-tuned by unit armorers to become the first precision tools of the detachment. Proves that it's the archer, not the arrow. Next is the machine guns. M60E3, the Rambo. Delta utilized this lightened version of the Vietnam-era M60 machine gun during the 1980s and 90s. It provided heavy 7.62mm firepower but was notoriously prone to overheating. It was the heavy hammer of the patrol. M60E4, the Commando, a further shortened and improved version of the M60, designed to be more reliable. It featured a short barrel and a forward grip for assault fire. It was a bridge to the modern Mk48. HK21, the German Belt. Used during Operation Eagle Claw, this German 7.62mm machine gun was chosen for its reliability. It can feed from belts or magazines, offering versatility in a chaotic raid. It is a rare piece of early Delta history. M249 saw the Squad, the standard light machine gun of the Army, used by Delta for volume of fire. However, operators often found it too heavy and unreliable for their specific needs. It led to the development of the Mk46. Mk46, the Para, a specialized version of the M249 saw designed specifically for special operations. It removes the vehicle mounting lug and magazine well to save weight, feeding only from belts. It is the lightest belt-fed 5.56mm machine gun in the arsenal. Mk48, the Big Brother. Delta requested a machine gun with the size of the saw but the punch of a 7.62mm round. The Mk48 fills this role, providing heavy suppressing fire in a package a single operator can carry and fire from the shoulder. It is the ultimate man-portable machine gun. M240, the General, the standard general-purpose machine gun of the U.S. military, used by Delta on vehicles and defensive positions. It is heavy, extremely reliable, and can fire indefinitely if the barrel is changed. It is the anchor of the fire support team. M2 Browning, the Mogadishu, the legendary .50 caliber heavy machine gun, mounted on Delta's Pander armored vehicles and ground mobility vehicles. It has been in service for a century because nothing beats its raw power. It turns cover into concealment. M134 minigun, the Shredder. Mounted on the Little Bird helicopters that insert Delta teams, this weapon fires 6,000 rounds per minute. It provides a distinct buzzing sound that signals immediate death for the enemy. It is the ultimate close air support weapon. Mk19, the Thumper, an automatic grenade launcher mounted on Delta vehicles, capable of firing 40mm high-explosive rounds. It blankets an area with fragmentation, destroying light vehicles and infantry squads. It is the heavy artillery of the convoy. Mk47 Striker, the Smart Launcher, a modern replacement for the Mk19, featuring a computerized sight and airburst ammunition. It can program grenades to explode over the heads of enemies hiding behind walls. It is high-tech indirect fire. HK23, the Belt-Fed, the 5.56mm little brother to the HK21, used by Delta as a squad automatic weapon before the M249 saw was adopted. It was fed from a belt but shared the manual of arms with the MP5 and G3. It was a reliable German machine gun that saw limited service. RPK, the heavy AK. When operating deep behind enemy lines in civilian vehicles, Delta teams often carry this Soviet light machine gun. It provides the sustained automatic fire of a machine gun but feeds from standard Alaska magazines found on the battlefield. It is the preferred tool for plausible deniability fire support. PKM, the Soviets saw. While the M60 was heavy and prone to jamming, Delta operators often preferred this captured Soviet machine gun for long-range patrols in Afghanistan. It is lighter than American equivalents, incredibly reliable, and fires a round that punches through mud walls. Using it also confused the enemy by mimicking their sound signature. Next is the shotguns and launchers. KAC Master Key, the skeleton key. In the 1980s, Delta mounted a cut-down Remington 870 shotgun under the barrel of their rifles. This allowed an operator to breach a door and immediately switch to their rifle without changing weapons. It was the grandfather of modern underbarrel shotguns. M26 Mass, the modular. The modern successor to the Master Key, this is a box-fed shotgun that can be mounted under a rifle. It allows for faster reloads using magazines instead of loading shells one by one. It is a dedicated breaching tool. Remington 870, the breacher, the standalone pump-action shotgun, often modified with a pistol grip and no stock. It is carried on the back of an operator specifically for blowing hinges off doors. It is a tool, not a primary weapon. Mossberg 500, the cruiser. Alongside the Remington 870, Delta utilized the Mossberg 500 for its ambidextrous safety and ruggedness. It was often used with a pistol grip for breaching duties. It is the working-class hero of the shotgun world. Benelli M4, the semi-auto. For missions requiring rapid clearing power, Delta utilizes this semi-automatic shotgun. It can dump 8 rounds of buckshot in under 2 seconds. It is a devastating close-range weapon. Serbu Super Shorty, the pocket shotgun. A radically shortened shotgun holding only 2 shells, small enough to be holstered on the leg. It is used strictly for breaching doors when weight is a critical factor. M79, the pirate gun. Delta armorers cut down the barrel and stock of Vietnam-era M79 grenade launchers. Operators carried this single-shot hand cannon in a holster to provide high explosive power. It remains a favorite for its simplicity and accuracy. China Lake, the pump. A rare, pump-action 40mm grenade launcher used experimentally by SEALs and Delta in Vietnam and later. It allowed for rapid follow-up explosive shots, unlike the single-shot M79. It is a unicorn in the world of special operations weaponry. M203, the classic. The standard underbarrel grenade launcher mounted on M16S and M4S for decades. It provides the squad with high explosive, smoke, and illumination capabilities. It is rugged, simple, and combat-proven. M320, the side loader. The modern single-shot 40mm grenade launcher that can be mounted on a rifle or used standalone. Its side-loading barrel allows it to fire longer, non-lethal munitions or guided grenades. It provides the squad with their own pocket artillery. M32 MGL, the revolver. A 6-shot rotary grenade launcher used for generating massive firepower in an ambush. Can fire all 6 rounds in 3 seconds, blanketing a target zone. It is the street sweeper of explosives. XM25, the Punisher. A prototype airburst grenade launcher tested in Afghanistan to defeat enemies behind cover. It used a laser rangefinder to detonate the round exactly where the operator wanted. It was effective but heavy and eventually cancelled. M72 Law, the rocket. A disposable, telescoping anti-tank rocket that is light enough for every operator to carry one. It is used to destroy bunkers, light vehicles, or open up holes in compound walls. It is a fire-and-forget solution. AT-4, the Heat. A larger, single-shot anti-tank weapon used when the smaller Law isn't enough. It fires an 84mm warhead capable of disabling armored personnel carriers. It is the standard heavy anti-armor tool. Carl Gustav, the recoilless. A reusable 84mm recoilless rifle that fires a wide variety of ammunition types. From smoke and illumination to high-explosive anti-tank rounds, it is a versatile heavy weapon. It gives a small team the firepower of a tank. Airtronic RPG-7, the American RPG. Delta recognized the utility of the Soviet RPG-7 but wanted better manufacturing quality. This is a US-manufactured version of the classic launcher, featuring Picatinny rails and better materials. It allows operators to use ubiquitous captured rocket ammo with American precision. M202 Flash, the Grim Reaper, a 4-barreled incendiary rocket launcher made famous in 80s action movies. Delta maintained these in their armory for destroying bunkers with searing heat during the Cold War. It is a terrifying weapon of psychological warfare. FIM-92 Stinger, the Sky Sweeper. During operations in Afghanistan, Delta teams carried these man-portable air defense systems. They are infrared homing missiles designed to shoot down helicopters and low-flying jets. It provides insurance against enemy air support. FIM-43 Red Eye, the prototype. Before the Stinger became standard, this was the man-portable air defense missile carried by Delta in the late 70s. It was heat-seeking but could only lock onto the hot exhaust from behind an aircraft. It was the first generation of infantry anti-air capability. Let's finish with the special weapons. M84 Stun Grenade, the Flashbang. The signature tool of dynamic entry, this grenade produces a blinding flash and deafening bang. It disorients occupants for the crucial seconds needed for Delta to clear a room. It is the non-lethal key to hostage rescue. Breaching Charge, the Flex Linear. A strip of explosive tape that can be cut to size and stuck to a door frame. When detonated, it cuts the door cleanly, allowing immediate entry. It is the surgical scalpel of explosive breaching. Tomahawk, the Breacher. Many operators carry a tactical tomahawk not just for combat, but as a utility tool. It can chop through drywall, pry open crates, or break glass. It is a primitive tool for a modern warrior. Black Hornet, the Spy. A tiny nano-drone used by operators to look around corners or over walls without exposing themselves. It provides real-time video surveillance in the palm of a hand. It is the ultimate situational awareness tool.